Okay, now let's take a moment to connect with the inner child within WALKY-B. Hey, come on. Hey, 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 hey. Bye.
All the things I said to hold her back, they never seem to leave her head and tend to keep her mind at war. All the things I said to hold her back, they keep her locked inside of all the times when she's been hurt before.
So hello guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I want to talk about something that is very special to me, at least on my journey, so far, and it's our connection to our inner child. I think that every single one of us has a child that lives inside of us, and that child needs some attention every now and then, especially on our life journey and most especially on our spiritual journey. And for me, I think that healing your inner child equals to, on some level, self-authenticity, and self-authenticity ultimately leads you to self-alignment and purpose. So that's what I have found. And so in this video I will be talking about why I feel that we all carry so much heaviness from our childhood, and I will also share some things that we can do to connect more with our inner child, or to enhance the healing journey of our inner child. And so that's what we'll be talking about in this video. So without much ado, let's get onto it. So for me, I feel that the main reason why we carry so much baggage or so much pain and so much heaviness from our childhood is all about conditioning. Because you know what, when we are born, we come into this world just the way we are. But in our childhood, we are not dependent on ourselves. We are dependent on the world, and we are dependent on society and our external environments and our parents. And so we get shaped up by what we are told and how we are groomed and what we pick up from the people and the environment around us. And so we tend to lose our unfiltered selves. We tend to lose our sense of rawness, because we sometimes even pick up some negative habits, some negative cultural perspectives, some negative role models, and that's how we lose ourselves. And ultimately we grow up feeling a little bit, quite empty and not feeling so much like ourselves. Over the last few years, but most especially over the last month, I've had a chance to work with children, and it's just really fascinating to just watch them play and just notice how raw and how unfiltered and just how free they are, and how they just literally blurt out everything that's on their mind as though it would be automatically accepted by those around them. They can't seem to be bothered about what the other person thought or how it would be received. They're just their authentic selves. They're just them. They don't have any care in the world. They're just being themselves, and it's really fascinating to see. So these are some ideas I have to share about how I think that we can all connect more and heal our inner child. So for me, the first thing that I would like to mention is that we need to acknowledge the child in us. For me, I realized that the first step to anything is the acknowledgement that something actually exists, and that also applies to our inner child. The moment you recognize the fact that there is a child that actually lives inside of you that needs attention, that is the moment that you begin your discovery of that child. That's the moment that you will begin to see transformation in that particular aspect of your life. Don't look at a child and think that they are so ridiculous for playing the game that they are playing. They are just really doing what makes them happy. Try playing with a child for 5 minutes and you will be actually very surprised that you are having more of a blast and a fun time than the child. I've experienced that over the last month, and I could not believe that I was literally being more childish than the 6-year-old that I was keeping company with. And so acknowledgement of your inner child is so important. And that leads me to my next point, which is when you acknowledge your inner child, you will have to spend time with your inner child if you want to, because it may actually be a whole new world for you, and you may start to feel really weird that you're quote unquote not being mature or so macho or coming off as strong as we normally think that we have to be. Sometimes you just really need to take a break and be childish, because it's allowed. So you would want to spend time with that inner child. You would want to do more reflections. You would want to do things like meditation. Some people do yoga to exercise moments of quietness and peace, to reflect on what's important. Whatever you want to pick up, just anything that gives you the chance to really embrace some form of solitude and just spend time with that inner child, because it is so important to get to know the child that lives inside of you. And you see that when you begin to know certain aspects of yourself more, you will begin to open up yourself to things that you may have forgotten about yourself, because your inner child is very much connected to who you are as a person. And so spending time with that child is absolutely necessary. And my points are very much interconnected, because this point also leads me to the next, which is the moment you begin to spend time with your inner child, you would have to revisit certain childhood experiences. And take 1 second to breathe, because I'm not trying to scare you, because this, for me, this step is the most challenging of all of them, because not all childhood memories are very nice. Some are extremely painful. They're extremely just hard to even look at. Over the last year and a half, I've had a series of experiences that caused me to take a moment and get into a dark room. I mean, not kind of literally, but not that literal, but to take a moment to actually grieve over certain specific childhood memories that have taken place, that I have literally blocked out because they were very hard for me to look at. So I had, in my childhood, there's a story of rejection that I had literally blocked out. I didn't even know for a fact that actually that experience made me sad, that experience made me feel unwanted, that experience made me just gave me so much pain, until I had that moment where I had to revisit that particular experience, and I suddenly found myself sobbing like a 2-year-old over something that happened 20 plus years ago. And oh my God, the moment that I acknowledged the fact that I felt pain from that experience, and the moment I cried my heart out that day, that moment was the point where all that pain and all that heaviness got lifted out from my chest. And from that day till date, it's not that I've ever forgotten that experience, but I've been set free from the pain of that experience, that pain of rejection, and that pain of feeling very much unwanted by that particular experience. And so you will have to revisit childhood experiences if you want to heal your inner child, if you want to connect more with your self-authenticity. It's something that you have to do. It's inevitable. You cannot avoid it. That also leads me to my next point, which is that you actually find out that there were things in your childhood that you absolutely used to love that you had completely forgotten about. I mean, find a childhood hobby or a childhood dream or a childhood project, something that you felt so connected to, something that you really wanted to do, something that you really wanted to achieve in your childhood that right now may look very ridiculous to you, because you were thinking, well, I'm 80 years old, I'm 60 years old. Well, for me, I'm almost 30, and sometimes I tell myself, well, I'm really ridiculous for still chasing this dream. But it is my childhood dream. It is my childhood hobby. It's something that is very much connected to the child within me and what that child wanted to do with their life. But some way, somehow, those dreams and those interests get so mixed up with so many things, and you may have forgotten about it. I've always had the dream to be a performer, and I mean, like I said, I'll be 30 this year, and I haven't particularly achieved that dream. And there was a time when that used to make me really sad, but I found that just taking 5 minutes to sing every day or to share my gift and my talent with someone every day, it's something that brings my inner child so much joy. And I can literally not begin to explain just how happy I am when I'm listening to music, when I'm singing. And I realized that those things, it's not about how you trying to achieve something big. It's just about connecting to that aspect of yourself that loves that hobby or that loves that particular thing. You know what I mean? So just trying to read about that thing, trying to do some research, just trying to share your ideas with friends about that thing will bring you so much joy. And just that in itself is so healing, that and it's so unconscious. You will look at yourself 1 year later and just think, wow, I'm such a happy person because I picked up this hobby. And it's not because you are earning any money from it. It's not that you have a particular kind of recognition from that thing, but just because you are so happy to do that thing, because your inner child just enjoyed to do that thing. And lastly, I want to say that Be kind and compassionate to yourself every day. Just look for ways in which you can give to yourself more, feed yourself healthy stuff. Have positive and healthy thought patterns, and just incorporate little things into your day that helps you to be more kinder to yourself, and you will see that your inner child would always be very happy, and you will feel more joyful and more authentic, more free to be yourself, and literally feel like you're on top of the world because you found your sense of being. You know what I mean? These are my ideas per my experience, and every day I'm trying to heal my inner child, and I hope that these ideas from my experiences can also help you to see how it's so important to just give that child some attention and all the love in the world, because they have been ripped off so much in life and they deserve that renourishment, they deserve that replenishment from you. And so just take time, a few minutes a day to just acknowledge that that inner child exists and also needs so much love. So I really appreciate you watching, and I hope that this video was helpful to you. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you subscribe if you like my vibe and my content. There'll be more coming every Wednesday and Thursday. See you. And just hit the like button if you like the video, and also leave me your comments in the comment section. I truly appreciate every single one of them. And hit the notification bell if you want to be reminded every time I do make a video. Remember that you are loved, you are cherished, you are enough, you are who you are, and you are exactly where you need to be. See you.